Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with My Cuz. I am Shayla Shay.
It is me, your girl, Michelle, with the one L.
And once again, I'm the man, brother love, DJ Big Ra. What's going on, ladies?
Hey, what's going
What's
How
on?
poppin'?
how
Happy
first
Father's
first
Day
of
to you.
all, happy
Yes,
Happy
Father's Day to
Father's
Father's
Day.
me.
Day.
Happy birthday to Lachey.
Happy
And
birthday to the shade, to the Lachey.
and it's actually your birthday today. That's the
It is
real
her
thing about
birthday.
it.
It
But let me
really
ask
is.
you, how old is now? You want to talk about that?
See, now you're
How
going
the hell I
crazy.
know, huh?
See, now you're going crazy. Now you're
How
going
the hell
crazy.
I know?
You know it's Sunday. You know I had to do it one time.
I'm I'm
One
I'm
time for
in
the
there.
one time.
That's what's important. I'm still here. You know what I
that's
mean?
that's what it's. What's
All is
going
True.
on,
well,
ladies?
girl. I'll take that.
So how was your
Take that,
week? I'm
take that,
pretty
take that.
sure you had an interesting weekend, right, Miss Shays Lachey?
Well, I went to Dominican Republic for a few days and caught
Hey,
some sun and some beach and some pool and some margaritas till it wasn't even funny. Like I don't even want to drink no
you ain't
more.
come back. Hola, ¿cómo está? Hey, look at me. Look at
I
Now
me.
that's
did
you.
No.
not.
That's you.
I
That's you.
traveled with one of my. It was a few of us, but one of my girlfriends is Dominican, and so she did the conversating,
That's good.
and
Did you
that was
enjoy
good.
yourself?
So she was able to, finagle things and get us little, tidbits about stuff, finding out stuff. So it made traveling easier. The language barrier was not a problem.
Now,
That's
I
but
did
y'all
good.
been
meet
on
a
the
very
resort though,
interesting
right?
man on the plane when I was on my way back, who had one leg, and that has nothing to do with it, but just that he did. And he was telling me that he had a really bad trip to DR because
Yeah.
he got into a really big fight with his girlfriend because he got out there and after the first day he got really really sick, and he said he was really really irritable while he was sick, but he was there. And on the last night she said to him, "I'm gonna be back in 15 minutes." And she didn't come back for like 2.5 hours and
Mm.
didn't call or nothing. And then she just started knocking on the door. So they got into this big fight and he threw her out. And then he says to me, "I've been taking care of her for 4 years. And I just told her, you're going to have to start paying your own rent and taking care of yourself in all the ways that you take care of yourself." And I'm
Mm.
like, wow, this is terrible, right? Give my little bit of advice. 5 minutes later, he goes on to tell me about his life and how his honeymoon with his wife, and he's been married for all of these years and so forth and so on. So he had his Dominican girlfriend and he had his wife, and then he pulled out his phone and every text message group, because I was doing a little eyeball like that there, right? Looking at his every single freaking conversation he had a translator where he was talking to Dominican women. And I said, he ain't nothing but a sugar daddy. He over here with his girlfriend. He telling me the story about this other lady he's known for 19 years. Like he's been going back and forth to DR. He got a condo out there. It was a mess. I was like, wow.
So basically, she went out and probably, found her a little fun time.
Well, I'm thinking that maybe, and this is just me thinking about the story, right? Is that he probably came out there and now they're doing well. He got her at the best restaurants and really great places. That's not her normal life. And while he was out there, she took advantage of the opportunity. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right.
she didn't call or whatever. I said he put her out. Mm,
But see, that's what I tell y'all. One of the requirements as as a man is that at least you have to have a woman that's able to take care of herself. That's
yeah,
just one of the requirements I have.
Agreed.
We could do everything else, but if I gotta take care of your personal stuff
Basic
like rent,
necessities.
rent
yeah,
Basic
and stuff,
necessities.
yeah,
yeah.
that's not gonna work for me because you do feel like you damn near somebody's dad instead of they man instead of their partner because you're
Well,
not a partner.
I think he signed up for it because you said he has a wife, right?
He has a
So
wife.
she's a side piece. So this is
So
what he
what?
wanted to
No,
do.
side piece got to take care of herself too. I'm just
Well,
saying.
Apparently
don't.
not.
Well, let me add that he was overweight with the one leg and kind of up in age, right? So when he showed me a picture of her, she's a young lady. So paying rent is a requirement if you got to lay down with that. I mean,
Right.
it goes with the
So she
territory.
probably
Look
was
here,
doing a little.
I mean, hey, listen,
she
listen.
probably was doing a little
I'm
bit of
just saying.
everything.
I'm just saying. Those are conversations where you ever got to retract back where you was 30 years ago. That's not going to be a good conversation for me. Period. Like, oh, you can't pay your rent. Hold on. Hold please.
Yeah.
Hold, please.
Well,
Right.
Hold please.
from his conversation and finding out
uh,
what he did and all of that, he didn't have a problem with money at all.
I know,
Like
but
Didn't
let me.
sound like it.
never, it was not an issue. I mean, this is, telling me about how he bought a plane and he has a boat and he has this and he has
But
that and the family business.
Shay,
So whatever it was, it probably has changed. Like he can continue to do that because when he comes out there, there
but
she is.
guess what I take from this whole conversation though, from a man's point of view. Yo,
What?
Shay, he was hitting on you.
The hell he was.
He was
He
trying to
was doing
holler.
what?
He was
The
trying to
hell he
holler. I'm
was.
trying to tell
Oh,
you.
at Shay?
He was trying to holler. She
Damn.
didn't get it. She didn't feed
Maybe
into
he
it.
was trying to put you on the list.
No,
Because
he did not.
Shay, she's into her little therapeutic thing and probably
Because
went
I
over her
strongly
Listen,
head.
Andrew,
disagree with that
It
advice.
probably went over her head a little bit.
I put
But
my
I
Miss
guarantee
Anthony hat on and was like, let me
she
tell you
me and Miss
something.
Andrew.
If you were a priority, she would have made you a priority. And blah, blah, blah. I was there. He was not trying to hit on me because it ain't that kind of life.
Yeah, he was trying to holler.
Well,
Yeah, whatever.
you are not receptive, but he
You
was
wasn't receptive to
definitely
it,
trying to
but
add
he
you
was
to
trying to holler.
he was trying to add you to the roster.
He was trying
No,
to put you on
no,
the roster.
no, no. Anyway, let's move on. So,
I'm just saying, it is what it
Listen,
is.
listen,
give
we
me
could have got free
heartburn.
trips to DR.
I
Yeah.
Me,
don't,
you, and Jerome.
I don't no free trip. Because he was talking about his, oh, see, I don't, God, it ain't about the handicap, but I had to hear all about his two legs that he has, one that's hydraulic, one that isn't, how he climbed these waterfalls and how he had to switch the hydraulic leg to the stiff
Whew.
leg. It has gears. Like I
see,
learned a thing.
he was telling you his leg got gears.
Let
I'm
you know
trying to
that
tell
it
you, Jay.
works. That it works. So you know,
He trying to tell you,
get over.
he trying to tell you he gonna put in that work.
Then he dropped something and he couldn't get over his belly to get it off the floor. I had to pick it up.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, he played himself there. That's no mind.
oh, okay. Yeah,
That,
that's not gonna
yeah,
work.
Uh-huh.
he played himself. He
Uh-huh.
played himself.
Uh-huh.
He played
I'm
himself.
like,
Yeah,
oh no. You better go ahead and
that's
pick it
crazy.
up with whatever her name is.
So, Shell, how was your weekend?
My weekend was cool. I was home. I didn't really do much. I just was. I worked. I freaking worked,
Oh man, let me
and I
tell.
was domesticated. I was cleaning today and getting my house in order. I was away last week, and I went to Maryland for a few days. Just had a great time. But this
Yeah,
week,
and
I
I
just was
mean,
home.
we rode up to Connecticut. We hung out with DJ Wong Coon. We had a good time. Shout out to Tracy. She showed up. We really, really had a good time. I stayed up in Connecticut, drove back down, and we went to go see Miss Pat last night.
Miss who?
Miss Pat, the from the Miss Pat
Oh, the
show.
comedian.
Oh, okay.
Yo, yeah, this woman has got to be one of the funniest women. Yo, shout out to Miss Pat. I met her last night at a meet and greet. I mean, she just had me, for the big girls, I don't know. I think Monique gonna have a problem. Miss Pat coming, and she coming hard.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I really
You
enjoyed
looking
her
at her,
last night.
Rob?
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Okay.
No, but I mean, just the jokes. I mean, she was on time. She was everything she said. She was great. She was funny as hell. I really enjoyed that show last night.
Nice,
Yeah, really did, really
nice.
did. I'm surprised that, and she on BET. She got her own TV show, so I didn't know what to expect, boy. But it was a whole lot of filth, Florida filth.
Oh yeah, she was. But they cursed on that show. Miss Pat.
Oh, yeah, she's unreal. I mean, She reminded me of my mama. I mean, she reminded me of
Oh,
Glow.
yeah.
She
Yeah,
was
she got an
Glow.
interesting story. I know she was on drugs at some point. Yeah,
Well, that's her story intertwines with her comedy. So
yeah.
that's what I mean. We had like it was funny because we had like two of the other kind of people that was there, and they didn't enjoy the show at all. They was like, "Oh my god!" She said, "I was like, yo." About an hour into the show, they was like, they let him go on.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. They couldn't take the filth, flying
I
filth.
guess her comedy is not for everyone.
Yeah. She said the N word. Oh, yeah,
Were these clear people?
yeah, hmm
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Colored? You said colored?
I said clear.
Oh no, very clear, very. Okay, we're gonna enjoy the show.
Colored. Are you serious? Do you think I would
Oh,
have
the,
said
the color was in the house. She called the Mexican guy light skin.
Well,
She said, "I've been sitting here thinking you was light skin all night. He from Mexico."
hilarious.
Yeah, but it was really a good show. But she has to cross that color barrier first because they wasn't feeling that.
Nice.
And the thing about her is she wasn't talking about them. It's how she was talking about us that they didn't appreciate.
They were like, we're going to defend you even if you're not going to
Oh, right. So they were all like defensive about us.
Yeah,
And we
I'm
were
telling. It
acting
was
in
it
our
was like
feels.
it made them uncomfortable because she uses the N word a lot. So
I find that happens.
it was just weird. And so I'm tapping baby girl. I'm like, yo, look over there. They're not having a good time. I felt like saying, yo, loosen up. Have one of my drinks.
But listen, y'all, I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
Is what kind of question?
What type of
Is it
question?
a, yeah.
It's my
Did I beat you to it?
All right, so listen. Should couples go on separate trips? Guys go out with guys and girls go with girls. Like girls trips and guys trips. Once you get into a relationship or a marriage, do you think that it's cool to go on separate vacations?
I need a drink for this one.
Should you go first, Rob?
Now I want to hear what y'all got to say because I know I'm a rebuttal.
Don't you always?
Okay. He's going to say, I disagree. Doesn't
Of
matter.
course. Go ahead. So Shay, you go.
So marriage, I think, is a little bit different.
Why? Don't say why first. I'm
Well,
sorry.
because then you're beholden to each other. I guess that's how you decide to build your marriage. When you're in a relationship, you're just boyfriend and girlfriend. I think there should be some limitations to how far you decide to take things, right? As far as being responsible to the other person.
Right.
It's my view. And so in that light, I think that um, as long as you're still a boyfriend and a girlfriend, then you should be able to move how you want to move because you're still not married. So
Okay.
yes, I
So you
think
think that marriage makes the difference on whether or not you should travel separately?
yes, I do. I think that couples, if you're in a relationship, you should be traveling with your partner. And I think every once in a while, maybe one guy trip, one girl trip for you to, or a trip by yourself, for you to have time to yourself is essential to,
Hmm.
just your own well being in that way.
Okay. So marriage, you feel like it's no guys and girls trips. If you're married, then we're traveling together. That's what your thought is.
No.
I'm taking notes now. I'm taking notes.
Okay,
No.
so wait a minute. I'm confused then. So if you're married, you
I
should.
feel like if I'm not married, I am going to take whatever trips I want to take.
Okay.
Now, if I'm married, then I have to have a conversation. We have to consult, and I have to say we're going to do these things together, and we plan trips together as a
Well, yeah,
married
I get
couple.
that. Yes. But even, okay, go ahead, Rob. I'm going to let Rob answer. Go ahead.
Shay,
What?
with that trend of thought, I don't know if you're gonna get married.
That is wrong, Rob.
Somebody was trying to tell me.
Your way of thinking, I don't know. I don't know.
All right,
Yeah.
so what
Somebody
do
was
you
trying
think?
to.
What do you think?
Okay, me, I believe it's balance. You need balance.
Okay.
Baby, I got to go. I'll tell you, you need balance. I believe if you give your woman, I would give you my woman the freedom to do whatever she wants to do. She wants to
Okay.
go away. I wouldn't really be upset with that because I'm a handful. Can't even
Yes,
eat a dinner. I
yes,
spilled a
you
little
are.
something on my shirt, got screamed at. So what I'm trying to tell you is you gotta give them the space. If she wants to travel, travel, enjoy yourself. If I want to travel, travel, enjoy yourself. Because it comes down to me, it comes down to trust issues. So
Okay.
if you trust your mate, then I really, really don't understand. If she wants to go travel with the girls, travel with her family, sometimes we can't be there all the time. It's hard, especially Rod. Rod be busy, superstar. So it's kind of hard sometimes,
Oh my
just to be
gosh.
around. So I can't make everything.
Okay.
You understand? So sometimes it's yeah. So yeah, I think couples could go together, and then if not, yeah, it's cool to go on a girls trip.
Okay. So here's my take on this. Okay.
Oh,
Michelle, what is your
look
take
at
on
Drake.
this?
Here's my take on this. I feel like if I'm single and I'm going on girls trips and that's what I've been doing, girls trips. Once I get with my partner, I don't want to go on a trip with my girls
Why?
because at
But
the end
that
of the night
wasn't
I
the
want some
question.
dingling.
That wasn't
Okay,
the
but you're gonna get
question.
some dingling when you get back.
No, no.
So what? You just
Damn.
want to sit around and
If
hold a rope
you
on a
think I want to
dingling?
go to
That's crazy.
Aruba
This is
or
all I'm
to
going
Jamaica,
to.
no, listen. Do you think I want to go to an island and be there with my girls?
I'm
At the
sorry.
end of the night, I gotta look over and Tanya's next to me. No,
Okay, here's a trick.
That's not what you asked, though. You
I
asked
did.
should they, right? Whether or not I want to is a different situation. I would much rather travel with my partner.
So it should.
You said
I
should
think at a certain time in your life, once you get with your partner, I think those things you probably should stop it.
Oh no, that's bullshit. I
Okay,
mean,
I don't
because
agree.
to me,
okay.
because that takes away from the identity of who you are as a
Does it?
person. It could be certain things that you do. Like remember, you like okay, like we got friends from the sandbox, right? So right now we planning a trip to Dallas. We all going to see Dallas in a jet. And we flying semi-private, all the fly shit. But that's an experience I'm gonna have with my boys. I can't have that same experience with my lady.
I get that.
You understand what I'm saying? So at times it's like I'm not going to turn around and say I'm not going to do nothing because again, that balance, we need that balance in life. So and I don't want my woman to tell me I only want to travel with you.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't because at some point it's like, yo, to me when you get it's fun when you go out, your lady go out, whatever it can, but and you hear about her night. Sometimes it be some funny shit going on in there, and it's that thing that make you want to see your mate or your spouse or whatever it is. So to me, it's not. I think it takes away from the identity of who you are as a person when you feel you have to do these things all the time with your mate because now you get lost in them.
I think it only takes away from your identity if it's something that you're doing because they told you they don't want you to do it. But if you are
Oh,
both in
Well,
agreement, if you're both in agreement that this is the dynamics of your relationship, then I don't see a problem with it.
well, there's
I
also
do.
the idea. There's also the idea that you two don't always have the same interests, right? Like
Exactly.
I'm a wine person, and I would love to be able to travel and do some things in wine country and go wine tasting and so forth. It's not a freaking wine that I have been able to get Jerome to try that he actually likes, while he will take a few sips. So for him, that would never be something that he would be interested in doing. But that's not going to prevent me from going because we're in a relationship. If that was something that I felt I wanted to do next year, I would just plan it and be like, this is what I'm going to do. And
Right.
we just would
I
find
got you.
something else to
Yo,
do with.
here's a yeah.
When I get on the plane to go
Here's
anywhere, I want my dude with me. When I'm here, if I want to hang out with my girls, we could do it locally.
But what if your
That's
dude don't
just
want?
me.
All right, okay. Here's the thing. Now, watch this. So my brother, he's been married. I don't know, close to 40 years, right? He hates to travel. So now, you know what? his wife leaves him. You know why?
Now that I understand because I know
he's
couples like that.
miserable. So and every time they get to their destination, he gives her the same speech. This is why I hate to travel. Because he's one of those guys. If he rents a Wrangler, he wants a Wrangler. Don't bring me a Dodge Dart. I want a Wrangler.
Okay.
If his seat has to be felt a certain way. So certain people are particular about what they want to do. So he has everything at home. So a lot of the times he only travels when he really has to. You understand? And she likes to travel. So they went to see the kids. He stopped in, flew to see the kids. I'm going back home now because I hate to travel. So that doesn't mean she can't go see the kids
and that
5 times a year. So it's always the balance.
The dynamics of that relationship I get because I know couples that one of the man, he's afraid to fly. So she goes.
Shame on him.
He goes. He drops her off at the airport and she's gone.
Let me ask you,
I get that.
Shell, would that, if you were to run into a man who was similar to that, didn't like to travel or really had very different interests than you did, right? Just a sports dude or something, would that come into play when you think about building a relationship with them if that person is not someone that is willing to travel with you?
It may. I don't know if it's a deal breaker though. I don't know. As long as he's okay
you
with me
you
going,
might still be going on girl trips and not having
and I
to do
still
it.
right. But for me, I don't necessarily want to do the girl trip thing because of something that I've always done before getting into a relationship. So at that point, I love my girls, but I don't want to keep traveling with y'all when I have a dude. But I'm not saying that I would never do it. I just don't want to.
I get it.
So if it's a situation where he doesn't want to travel or whatever reason he doesn't like traveling and I do, I'm not going to say it's a deal breaker.
Okay.
But it could be a problem when I want you to travel with me.
But here it is though, because being that you only want to travel with your man, right? Sometimes he might want to travel on his own. So it'll come to the point where how would you feel if he's like, well, I don't know, you can't go on this one.
So, I don't know. You can't tell me I can't go.
You see? You see, that's a problem. That's a problem.
No.
But that's a problem.
Why is it a problem?
Because you cannot
go with his dudes and you gonna go?
No, I'm not going with his dudes. He ain't going either.
Oh yeah, no. That's a deal breaker.
I'm joking. So this is why for me, I definitely, me and my dude are gonna have to be on the same page when it comes to this though. Because that could potentially be a problem.
From what I get out my mind too, you might not be getting married in the near future. I'm just saying.
Somebody gonna love me, okay?
Right.
They're gonna love you for you.
They're gonna be like, "That's all? Is that it, girl?"
Because this sparked from a conversation that I was having with a guy. So,
hey, well, that's a weird dude. Let me tell you. Again, it comes to the point where, especially we're up in age, right? And the thing is that sometimes and this is funny. One of the comedians hit on it last night about you need that alone time, and he was saying, you ever had did your boyfriend ever drop you off in front of the building and go park the car because he needed that 5 minutes by himself
and that is nothing
before
wrong
he
with
went in
that.
the house. So
it happens. Nothing wrong with that.
But right, so that
really long time, and I'll be like, he ain't out there just parking. He out there.
Everybody needs their own personal space in a relationship. I agree.
Right, but so those vacations, because honestly, I think right now for me and my immediate clique, our sandboxes, we overdue for a trip. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's been 20 years.
Well, some of y'all in your sandbox is not going on guys' trips.
Well, that's their business. I'm gonna send them some photos.
They're not allowed. They're not allowed.
That's why I'm the last man standing. It has to be right.
And that's the thing, because when you become married, the whole you are one.
It's about communication, and your one has to understand.
That's why you have to know all of these things before you commit to somebody, because you might end up miserable with that person.
Yeah, but it should never be, I can't go because she doesn't want me to.
Okay.
Because if she loved you, right, she wants you to be happy. If
Hmm.
somebody, because so you gotta understand the opposite of love is selfishness, right?
Mhm.
So if you're selfish with other people's thoughts and other people's feelings, then that's not fair to him. That's not fair to her. That's why I turn around and say, you understand, if you want to go somewhere, of course. Who am I to tell you you can't go? I want you to be happy. And if this gonna make you
Agreed.
happy, then you know what? Go ahead, so be it. You understand?
I got
Agreed.
look. Oh, oh,
Oh, I got you again, Shay. I got you again,
oh.
Yeah, because
huh?
you and Shay kind of agree on this one, and it's very rare, but it's okay. It's okay. I'll be the last man standing with my own opinion over here by myself in my corner. That is okay.
Yeah, we ganged up on you today, Michelle.
Y'all ganged up on me today.
That's because me and
I
Robbie
feel
out.
I feel
Me and
so
Robbie
special now.
brilliant.
Yeah, you know me and Shay, we be
Well,
on
we have
words.
guests today, guys. Well,
I know.
listen,
I'm
we're gonna
so
move
excited
on
about our
because
guest.
we do have guests today, and it is Gay Pride Month, so we celebrating Gay Pride, and we have one of our friends, who's I call my fave, and she has one of her best friend with her. So we got Jen and we got Remy. We're gonna bring them to the show. We're gonna have some lighthearted, fun conversation with them. So
I
let's
want to
bring
get
them
serious.
on.
Hey,
Wait, you guys are
What's
muted.
poppin'?
Hey y'all,
What's
What's
going
good?
on?
who's who? I don't know. This is my
What's
first
up?
time
Welcome to
meeting
the
her.
show, guys.
Thank
I need
you.
introductions because this is
Oh,
my
you
first
don't.
time meeting
Well,
her. No.
Oh,
well,
I'm
Jen,
Jen.
that's
Hey,
Shay.
Jen
And I'm
Hey,
Remy.
Jen.
and
Hey,
Remy.
Rob. Hey, Rob.
Hey,
Very nice.
Ram, what's poppin',
I'm
Remedy?
traveling with you.
How
No,
are
she not.
y'all?
No,
She not going with you.
Michelle.
Michelle won't go with
Oh,
us.
I'm traveling with you.
Michelle
Wait,
won't
you
hang out with
traveling
us.
with me, Jay?
I'm traveling with you.
shoot. Let's go.
I don't know if
Let's
my man
let
want me to travel with you. He
hold on.
might look at you
Let's
as
so
trouble.
so hold on. Let's talk about it. So y'all heard the past conversation. What y'all think?
I agree with you. I agree with you and cousin. I go with y'all. You
You
gotta
gotta
Oh,
hit
let
the
the other
city.
Shay,
person live.
Shay.
You gotta let the person live. You can't be stuck under each other 24/7. You know?
Thank
I
you.
agree with that.
Okay. Okay.
I agree
We
with
Let's
that.
want
I
to
agree
know
with
the
that. I don't want to
earrings,
be
man.
stuck. I'm not
I think it's
clingy, but
what you
go
say,
ahead.
Boo. Go ahead. No,
I
go
just
ahead,
said I
Mama.
love them earrings, girl.
Thank you, Boo. I make them.
Yes. What?
Yes, Boo. I'll make you a pair and send them to you. Tell me what color.
Ooh, yeah, we're gonna have to
I
talk
already
after.
yes. As soon as we get off this thing, I'm gonna order
I
me a
got you,
pair.
Boo.
You
I
playing?
got you, Boo.
That's how you sell. You show
Okay,
me.
you have a
Yes.
website. Let the people know how they can. Do you make jewelry?
Yes.
I do make jewelry. Yes.
Oh,
You have
okay.
a
We gotta
website?
get your
Yes,
information.
well, I'm working on a website, so it's called Victoria Carroll Designs. So you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook under Victoria Carroll Designs, and you will see
Victoria Carroll.
Victoria Carroll Designs.
C
Yes.
A C
V
A
I
R.
C R I A Designs with an S. Victoria Carroll CAROL Designs.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sound like money too. That sound like money. I like
Yeah,
that
that
there.
sounds like
Thank
a
you. My
Tell me
grandmother's
if
name.
I got it right.
My
Hold on.
grandmother's name, and we combined together.
That's good because it has a ring like Louis
Is that it?
Vuitton. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
yes.
Is that it
It
right
has
there?
that kind of ring to it. I like that.
Very nice. So I got a not a silly question, but I work in corporate America, and it's a huge thing all the time when you talk to people who could be gay, might be gay, don't know if they're gay, and the first thing that we're told to say is, "What's your pronoun?" How do y'all feel about that? Is that something y'all deal with? Do you right?
So
Because it's a
I'm gonna take that. So
thing.
I personally feel sometimes it's okay depending on the environment because okay, like Jen is my best friend, my wife, they're a little bit more aggressive than I am, right? So every time we go out, they'll do the excuse me, sir,
Mm,
and I'm like,
Mm,
that's a she, that's a woman.
right.
So
mm-hmm.
I think that sometimes if people are respectful enough to say, okay, well, how to identify you, it says, you know what, I care enough about where you are and who you are in your skin to be respectful to find out who you are and how to address you.
Okay.
Agreed. Agreed. I had a situation where I work in customer service and a customer called, and I think his name was Robert. So automatically I'm like, okay, sir. And that man went off on me and was like, how do you know I was sorry? And I'm like, oh man.
Oh,
And I was like, the last thing I want to do is offend somebody, but I mean,
right.
I don't know.
Because
And
it's
we're not
really hard to
friends.
be
The
like
name
they.
To be
like
like, right. So
cross-gender
how do
name
you
like
identify?
Robert, and yeah, you don't know. So it's just
Yeah,
better to ask.
so right, agreed.
All
But
right.
I'll be on the phone all day. I don't think I'm asking everybody, how do you want to be identified? Every
Right,
call, I'll
right,
be
right.
like going
I mean,
crazy.
I think in situations where you're
But
Yeah,
unsure,
true,
then I would definitely
true.
ask.
Agreed,
but
agreed, agreed.
let me ask you a question though. Do you guys feel, because this is what I feel, that the world is too sensitive right now. And it's taking other people's from not being comfortable, because you have to be so conscious of what you're saying. And it's like everybody has this big protocol now. It's just certain words we can't say. The comedians can't say certain things now. And I just think that the world we're in a real sensitive place right now. We're in a real sensitive era. And does it have to be that serious?
You want to take that first? You can.
So I personally feel that if they were as sensitive in when they're dealing with racism or other things, then
Mm,
it would be great because it would be across the board. I think people pick and choose where they want to be sensitive and what they want to be sensitive about. So again, it's like COVID. So yes, I do believe that people are a little bit sensitive, and I think also that goes along with your environment. Your up experiences.
Right. So,
But
because
yes, to answer that
I
question,
say it
and I
like,
do want to back that other question.
I can't hear the last part.
Say that again.
I couldn't hear
Huh?
your last
Breaking up
part.
a little bit.
Oh, I said I want to definitely answer that other question that I didn't get a chance to answer about the
Mhm.
couples traveling together.
Oh, okay. And one thing, because the way I look at it, the way I look at it, like I've known Jen a long time, right? It's like Jen is who she is, right? It's like, who
Right.
cares? You understand? It's never
right.
been a thing of I should have to watch my mouth because Jen is in the room, right? Because I know
Right.
Jen, we have that relationship. It's like, who cares? And a lot of the times I feel like if everybody kind of had that approach, then I
Mm,
think we will have a more, everybody will be comfortable at where they at. You understand what I'm saying?
But everybody doesn't have that approach. I mean, because you guys know me, we mad cool. But there are
Right.
other people that don't know me that may say something that I can take it from you, I can take it from Fave, because that's how we rock. But I'm not
right,
going to take it from a stranger. So it's a
Mhm.
big difference.
Mm.
right.
And some
So it
people
does make a difference.
It makes a difference who's
they want to be
delivering the
offensive,
message.
right? And some
Right.
people
Right.
want to be offensive. So it's like, okay, their delivery is going to be in such a way to hurt you because that's what they want to do.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's true.
Mm. That's the way to put it.
That is
That's the
true
way to
though.
put it. That's the way to put it. So you want to do the travel thing, huh? You want to put your
Oh yeah,
comment on that?
I want to touch on that. So
Oh, yes, go ahead.
as
Michelle trying to get an ally.
She
That's
trying
right.
to
I
get an
need
ally.
somebody on my side. So Remy, what's up? What's up?
but I have to disagree.
Oh, I'm on this ledge by
Let me tell you
myself. I'm
something.
out on this
I'm
ledge.
all
Let me
about my
tell you
girls.
something.
I have sisters. I'm all about my girls, and I'm all about that balance, and I'm all about me time, being able to let my hair down and decompress with my girls. You go do your thing, and it's been so much of my life that my best friend is being shared with my wife because that's her best friend too, to a certain
Mm.
degree.
Right.
And there's times when they want to go out, and I'll be like, "Bye, go do your thing. You want to go to trip? Goodbye, go fishing." You know what I mean? And I'm like, good, because you know what? When she comes back, she would have missed me. And then there might have been something that was heavy on her heart or something that she was wrestling with. And maybe she's around her people. She can discuss it. They can learn from one another. They can grow. Now, here's the difference. When you're married, you're not going to associate yourself in the same types of environments.
That's true.
You may
That
have
is true.
friends that still is about that life. They want to do different things on a level that's uncomfortable. So you may decide, okay, I may not hang out with that person as much if they are bringing energy that is just going to change the dynamics of where I'm at in my life.
Right.
But that's for you to decide how you're going to interact with that person. That's like
I'm
sleep.
looking at her.
Look, wait, Jen, what happened?
Okay, no, okay, so what I'm saying is like my sister, she's married, right? So my brother-in-law, his best friend is just loose. Like everywhere he goes, he gets drunk.
Okay.
Like my brother-in-law gotta look after him. He gotta like babysit him.
That's because he's drunk.
No, but I'm not finished. But he likes to flirt with a lot of girls. My brother is
Okay.
a community dick, so he got to change up the dynamic.
Right, right.
I'm not saying don't be his friend.
Wait. It's all in how an individual carry themselves.
Absolutely.
Because I rock
That's-
with some people that they're all over the place, but because I have respect for myself and whom I may be with,
Right.
I'm not doing it.
Right, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. It's your decision. And whom you choose to be around.
No, I'm still be around them,
Right.
but I carry myself differently. So
Jen,
So
are
it's
you
just a matter of trust. It's just a matter of
Exactly.
trust. Though. You got to trust your partner. So
Oh,
I
no,
get
of
what you're
course,
saying.
of course. I'm saying
Yeah.
you as an individual, you may decide, okay, you know what, I might want to change the dynamics of the type of friends that I'm hanging around
Agreed.
with. I'm not saying
Agreed.
I'm not gonna rock with my girls. What
Got
I'm
it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna stick, because I'm a girl's girl. I love my girls. I've been rocking with my girls for over 40 years. So that's not something I could just cut off.
right.
But
'Cause
I
if
just
I
been
say, let's go to
traveling.
Essence Fest,
I
gonna
just
be
been
like,
traveling with them. We've been doing these things for so many years, and I'm single. I'm at this stage of my life. I guess.
Dang-a-lang, dang-a-lang, dang-a-lang.
Yes, that's what it is. I
wants
don't
some
want to see
dang-a-lang, that's
y'all
all.
on a trip. So I guess maybe because of the age that I am now, it's probably why I feel the way I feel. If I
no,
was
it's
younger,
because you ain't sleeping, you're not sleeping next to that same dick
I
every
ain't
night.
got no
Every
penis.
night.
I ain't got no penis.
Exactly.
I ain't got no penis. Well, yeah, absolutely. But if I was, because I know, my crew, that her husband, they go every year with their boys to Aruba, and she goes, she does her thing, and they're cool with that. But they've been together for over 30 years, so I mean, it's like, all right, go.
you
Please go.
saying that depends on how long you're with him.
I don't know. It might, because I think new love, you're probably not trying to separate that like that. You know what I mean? What you think?
Nah,
No,
well, like I said, I know I'm a handful.
You want to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
You want to, miss me a
I
little
don't want to
bit.
spend every
I want you to
waking
miss
moment
me.
with you.
Am I
No.
right, cousin? Miss us a
Yeah.
little bit.
I don't
That's a
either.
codependency.
Yeah,
That's
but like I said, I know I'm a handful. You gonna need a couple days to get away from me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'm a handful, and I know it. I want to get away from myself sometimes.
Right,
You
right.
understand what I'm saying? So
I agree.
at the same time, is that's why I would never. And like I said, I couldn't be with a woman that is so into me that she's not into herself. That's a turnoff for me.
Well, that is not what I'm saying
You
at all.
understand? Well, no, I'm not saying you're
That's a
saying
little
that.
clingy. That is not what I'm saying at all.
No,
So let's be clear, okay?
no, because
I don't never want to be that chick to a dude. Like, no.
Like, okay, so lady I'm currently with now, we actually pull out schedules.
Oh, wait a minute. So who you with?
Mind your business.
Wait, what?
Mind your business.
Wait.
But anyway, we actually pull out schedules. What are you doing this week? Are you available this week? Does this work for us? Can we do this? Because people have lives. You understand what I'm saying?
Agreed.
So at times, you have to really sit back and say, this is what you want to work for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
When's the last time you was on a guy's trip?
I would never say me. I'm out all the time.
When's the last time you was on a guy's trip?
But I'm always traveling. It doesn't matter,
Excuse
guys.
me, I'm sorry.
I haven't
When's
been
the last
because I
time
tell you,
you were on a guy's trip?
I just told you, my guys. Didn't I just say you need to
It's been
take
more
that
than
time?
20 years, he said.
All right, but what I'm trying to tell you is that it should never be a time and point in time where I can say you can't. I'm uncomfortable with you doing this.
And see, y'all talking about being uncomfortable and somebody telling you that you can't do something. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that this is what I would like. I'm not saying if he wants to do that, and that's the dynamics of it, I'm not gonna say no, you can't go.
But how would you feel? Would you be comfortable with it?
I would be okay with it. I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Nah,
You
you won't
mad?
be comfortable
I'm
with
gonna find me a trip to go on. What am I supposed
it.
to do?
You just said you didn't want to do that.
Go with me.
I'm gonna find me a trip to go on. I'm calling Fave. We
We
going.
going.
That's what
Get 'em now.
Jen, are you single?
For
Are
me?
you single? Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
How is the single life treating you? Michelle's in it. She's single. She just told her story.
You
You
know what
telling
it is?
people my business
You
too?
already said it on the
I
show.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Because I'm choosing it now.
Okay.
I don't want it. She says I'm non-committal.
Yeah, she's very nice.
Oh,
But I'm not. I'm just not ready yet.
okay.
Okay. Because you come.
been-
That sounds like somebody who's out of a relationship and don't want to go back in for a while.
I'm thinking
No,
she hasn't
no.
found the right person that matches her
Okay.
on the level of where she's at now.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right. Well, but even still, when they come, they still ain't coming right.
Yeah,
So they gotta.
I'm good right now.
So when you are dating or you meeting women, are you the pursuer or do women generally pursue you?
They pursue me. And it's so funny. Most of the women I've been with have been straight women. But they pursue
Ooh.
me.
Oh, that's a good. I want to ask you a question about that because we were talking about that, me and Shay.
Hold
We
on.
were asking. Wait, hold on.
You
Have
wait,
you
Mom.
ever pursued someone that you know was straight?
Yes.
Let me ask you a question about
And I
that.
was with her for about 5 years.
What?
Got him.
Yeah.
But let me
So
ask you
you
a question.
basically you turned him out. In
You know
other
what?
words.
I think it's in a
asexual.
person. I
Ah,
think it's in you in order for you to do it. Because
for
if you,
you to do it,
But
you know what
Jen,
I'm
let
saying?
let
Maybe you
me
didn't know it was in you, but the right person brought it out of you.
could bring it out.
right.
Yeah.
But Jen, so
Okay.
let me ask you a question because this is bugging me out a little bit. So when you say you pursued a straight woman, right? So I don't know, like, how do you know that person will fall kind of for you take that hit? Because if a dude hit on me, it's going to be a problem. So how would you even know this is the route that you want to go?
Because women love mentally first. So we
Mm.
get that mental
Hold on, let
bond.
me get my pen and paper. Hold on,
You
so
better
let me
take
get
some
my,
notes.
let me get
You
my
better
pen
take
and
some
paper.
notes, okay?
They do.
You better
So,
take some
no,
notes.
because I'm thinking about if I'm hanging out with my dude, my homeboy, we playing ball and all that, and you want to hit, yo, it would be a problem. Like,
Yeah.
so I mean,
Y'all don't talk the way we talk. Women, we have a way of understanding one another and they let their defenses down. And then
That's
you
true.
swoop on in.
so Jen, so let me tell you. So in the middle of the conversation, right? I'm gonna come from a guy's point of view, right? So you'll be talking and you be like, yeah, I'm gonna hit that. Like, do you have that?
Because you want me.
Fave and say, Fave, that's cute. I'm gonna get that. It's
You
just
okay?
and women do it too. There's women
Sure
are
they
attracted to
Women do it, and women do the same thing when they're pursuing a guy.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
like, yo,
Right.
I want that. I'm gonna hit it.
Yeah,
You know, they
absolutely.
have
No,
That's
because
true.
it's a cool thing, but it's like for real. Because that's why I be asking, like, how do women actually jump the rope, and that's why I was asking her, like, it'd take a lot to be like,
No, it
because
doesn't.
See, the thing
Right.
that you have to realize is that sexuality is fluid. And because you're placing it in a barrier or you're restricting it, and this is why a lot of men have so many issues with sexuality because they're in a box. And it's like, it has to be defined and it has to be this specific way. No, it's not. Sometimes people are attracted to a person. They're attracted to
Right.
this individual, not looking at the fact that they're a male or female. They're attracted to how that person makes them feel.
Yes.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You're new to the show, so when you come on a couple more times, I don't want to scare you off, but
You know
we're
what?
gonna have some more
Like,
conversations
Nah,
because
you
I got
right.
some
Go
like
things
ahead.
to
the
Go
first
ahead.
time
say.
you have company and you be like, I'm gonna get everything for you, but the next time you come over,
The
you
next time you come back on here, I'm gonna have my notes.
All right. I want you to have all the notes. We gonna
Please,
stew.
Yeah,
yes.
but no, I love that though, because I love what she just said about being attracted to someone, not necessarily looking at their sex.
You don't.
But I see men can't do that. Well, straight Rashay, I'm gonna say Rashay can't do that. I'm not
Right.
gonna say men. Rashay
Because it's
can't do
not
that.
for everybody. Even like
It's
with
not for
women, like
everybody.
we can be in a room full of women, and I know I've been through this, and some of them are like, but I don't want you. I get to do
Right.
something.
a lot of women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When I
Because
was
we have a
really,
preference.
really young, I
have a
think I used
So
to be
don't think because we coming
uncomfortable.
in the dressing room, we looking at you because oh, you ain't
I'm
it.
not looking.
Well, I
You
have a
ain't looking
story.
at
I have a story because Shay, you remember this story years ago, right? We
I
went to this
really do.
party. We went to this party, right? And it was this girl, and she was aggressive,
Fine.
and
Okay.
she was fine. She was
She was
fine.
fine,
And the
fine.
whole night I was going, Shay, I think I'm gay. I think I'm gay because I like her. I think I'm gay. I think I'm gay because this
Say it
girl,
ain't so.
she had my attention the whole night. I was like, this is gonna be the night that I'm going to the other side. Because man,
Yeah.
let me tell you, if she would have pushed up on me, it would have been a wrap.
She would
I
have been
probably wouldn't have
telling
had
me
no
a whole
kids,
nother
no
story.
nothing. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I mean,
I was attracted to her. So I was going, does that mean I'm gay? And Shay was like,
But
no,
she
I don't
was
think.
she was fine in a looking like a guy kind of way. And so we had this whole conversation about, is it because she looked like a very fine guy? Right?
Right.
Because it wasn't like you could see breasts or she had hips and you couldn't. She had on like something that was very free flowing, but she just
Like
was
Jen.
ripped out.
Okay.
She was
Like
ripped
Jen.
out, right? And and we were both going, well, if you didn't know she was a woman, then it would be like she's a very attractive
God,
person,
but I knew she
right?
was a girl though,
Like
so it
you
wasn't like I
did,
didn't
you
know that.
did. She was
So, and we had this.
that
I had
just
this.
make you gay. That just makes you
Yo,
attracted to
Shell,
me.
why you ain't get her number?
Because I was young. It was
yeah,
like
we were
20
very
something
young.
years ago. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
we were very young.
Now
Now,
I'm gonna say something very controversial. So you
Uh-oh.
see how easy it was for you to be attracted to that woman, but just feeling her energy, that is
yes.
the same way it is when a man sees a trans woman who's dressed as a woman. He's attracted to her, but he doesn't know that she was born male.
Right.
The same way it can happen with a woman is the same way it can happen with a man.
That's true.
That's just opening your mind just a
That's true.
little bit.
Rashay is like, hold on now.
No, but it's true.
We're gonna give her a couple more
You don't
times
know-
to
you
come on
don't
the
know.
show. We'll have her back.
That does make sense.
So energy is everything, basically,
It
whether
is.
you're male or
And,
female.
now that's the thing. I'm a big guy on energy. My whole life is surrounded by energy in my later years. I'm too old. So if your energy bad, go screw yourself. I ain't talking to you no more. I don't want to deal with you. You gotta have. I am more energy. I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
But
I
here's
get
the
it.
And
thing.
it's
How about you don't know their energy, but you just see them?
because that's what I saw at first. I was like, she is
Right.
gorgeous. She's amazing. I like her. I was going, I love her. I was like, I love her. I love her. I love her.
So Michelle,
Conversation for
The
some
whole
minutes.
night.
It's okay.
I was okay with it. Back then, I was like, I was in my 20s. I think we was in our 20s, right? We were super young. I didn't know, and I was stuck on being with a man. So
so you ain't tried to go to the other side.
I've never
yet?
been with a
It's
woman.
30
I've
years.
never,
What's the other
I've never
side,
been with a
Rob?
woman. No.
Huh?
What's the other side?
The woman, the woman.
The other side,
Okay.
being with the
Make him
woman.
Let's say,
uncomfortable.
come on.
He's uncomfortable.
He's like,
I have another question too, guys. People have this misconception that that the relationships are different. I mean, although it might be two women or two men, that y'all go through different things than what a
Let me tell
heterosexual
you how
couple
it
would
is.
go
It's
through.
different in that when you're dealing with a woman, whether she
emotional.
is aggressive, feminine, there's emotions involved.
Emotions.
Emotional.
Thank you.
It's more emotional.
It's so very emotional.
Calm down.
Thank
It's
you.
very emotional.
Thank
And
you.
people are so
He's
surprised. They
emotional
get
right now.
mad. They'll get mad at like Jen or Babe, and they'll be like, "Oh, y'all trying to take our women." But in actuality, we're probably more dominant than they are.
That's the point. I
They
was
may
making.
look more dominant, but I'm damn extremely aggressive. I'm
Right.
a femme, but I'm super aggressive.
Most are.
You know, so they have this misconception like, "Oh, you turned me out." No, maybe I turned her out.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay.
And maybe I ain't
Yo,
interested in
because-
her. I'm interested in girls too. You know what I mean? Like,
Because
But that's
Right.
the thing. All the
That's the
women that I've
misconception.
been with, how can I put this? I would say they're more man than me.
Really?
and demeanor. And
They were
demeanor.
always
Okay, I get it.
I don't eat vagina. I don't do this. I don't want to touch that. And halfway through it, I'm the one like, well, damn, you know, you just because it's true.
Because sexuality is fluid. And
You
when
know,
you're in the
they-
moment
Right.
and you're feeling, you're going with the
You go
flow.
with the flow. So yeah,
Mhm.
you know,
Okay.
them femmes is all
Okay.
right.
Well, let me ask another
yeah,
question.
yeah, y'all got to come back again because I gotta get y'all back on here.
He don't know what to do.
Well,
He's
well,
stuck.
well,
I got some
Rashay is
questions I
holding
want to ask. I'm just trying to put them
Rashay is
in.
holding his
layman's
tongue because
terms.
he's like, I'm
I
not.
can't hear you.
He said,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Huh?
Can you hear me? I was saying that Rashay is holding his tongue because he don't really know what to ask, right?
No, I know what to ask.
My
I just don't want.
question-
I don't want to hear Shay mouth in the production meeting.
Well, ask the question. That's why we have them here.
yes.
All right. So when you're talking about not this is just my same terms. So when you said you was with a woman that has never been with another woman before, right?
Mhm.
Like, okay, so rule of thumb is in my age, if I'm dating, I want somebody to have that experience in the bedroom,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
So I don't want a first time blowjob, to be honest with you. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
But here's the thing, bro.
so now this is what I be asking, like if it's not a good experience for me, why would I want to do it again?
But here's the thing, Ron.
Right.
You have to teach anybody how to love you and make love to you. You have to. Am I correct?
Because
Yeah,
everybody's
About
different.
it, Jen. Talk about it, Jen.
Yeah,
You do.
Talk
So
about it,
if-
Faye.
yeah.
If you take the time and you really like this person and they like you, they're gonna want to learn how to please you. And I got all the time. I got time.
See, patience. I'm like that too, Jen. That's my favorite
have
word. Is
patience.
patience.
You just
Yeah,
it's
patience. Yeah,
Virtual.
because
and
even
easy.
in a couple, don't you have to learn each other?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
What you like is no different.
You ever been with somebody and the sex was whack?
Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
see, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Now we cooking.
But we experience the same thing, though. It's no different.
Yes.
But you get rid of the
It's
dude.
not.
Y'all will get rid of the dude.
It depends.
Maybe,
Whether they-
maybe
whether
not.
they-
The chick could be gone too.
They
Do
got
y'all
two
get rid
people.
of the lady?
Hell yeah.
But you just said you got to teach people how to make love to you.
But
That's
if
what
you
you
love-
said.
What's the difference? No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Well, that's your point. That was
But I was getting ready to say you do have to teach them. But if you try to teach them and they ain't getting
If they're not teachable,
they have to go. I'm
I
not
got
saying
you.
you're
not
not
feeling them.
Yeah, you
You
know.
have to want to be there to teach them something.
Right.
You have to
So
have that
Right,
interest.
So
right.
is that a deal breaker? Like everything else is great, but the sex is awful.
Is that
For
a
me,
deal
it
breaker?
is.
It's a
You
deal
know-
breaker
You know,
for me
you
too.
know why I say that? Even then, like people say, how do you know that you like this person? I know when I meet somebody or look at somebody, I never go, damn, she got a sexy mind. I could care less. I'm attracted
Right.
to the
Right.
physical. And if you can get me like goddamn like that, I'm
Right.
in it. You know, so I have to have some kind of physical attraction first. Then I learn your mental.
Whereas
Okay.
See, yeah,
For me,
you think like me, Jay.
Let
Yeah,
me
I
know.
actually I met my wife online.
Okay.
Okay.
We met on Plenty of Fish, believe it or not. And we've been,
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
September will be 5 years we've been married, and December will
Nice.
be 9 years we've been
Congratulations.
together. Okay.
Wow.
Thank
Beautiful.
you. So it can happen.
Right.
However, when I met her, we were communicating in the aggressive ass New Yorker that I am. She's from Alabama. I was in Atlanta for the weekend and I was hanging out with my cousin, and I'm like, let me see what's, in the sea of fish. So I'm checking through whatever, and I met her. I'm communicating with her. Now I saw her picture. I didn't feel her energy, but the intellect was there for me.
Okay.
That's what drew me in.
But that's
I'm
only
attracted
because
to that intellect.
that's only because y'all was long distance,
Right.
though. But I'm saying
Right.
If it's somebody in your face,
that's different.
but most of the time, even like when it was with Yvonne, I didn't know her. I met her through a friend. This is my ex from years ago. I met her and we talked over the phone for like months. I was attracted to that conversation.
Where is she now?
Yes,
Okay.
but what I'm
Where is she?
but it didn't work because she didn't want to have sex. She was uncomfortable in her own skin. So that's
Oh,
a
okay.
whole other problem.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So,
I'm not saying sex is everything.
but it's important.
It is important, but what
important.
I'm saying is, for me personally, I'm always attracted to the physical look before I even
First.
get to know her.
Most of us. I think that's
Yeah, I'm not
everybody.
saying I want to be with nobody ugly. Shit, my wife is
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Okay. Yeah, at
Right.
first that's the physical catches us all for sure. The physical definitely catches us all.
Oh God, yes, of course.
So have you guys ever been with somebody who wasn't out?
Yeah.
Oh God, yes.
So how does that? that can be a little challenging, I'm sure.
Nah.
Well,
See, from
they wasn't out and I wasn't out either, so it was all right.
it was good,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Well, that had to be a long time ago because as long as I've known you,
That
you've
was
been
a
out.
long time
So
ago.
well,
I
Jen,
thought I wasn't out, but my mama knew, so
but Jen, let me ask you a question though. I've known you for a lot of years, but have you ever felt you wasn't gay or anything like that? Did you know?
I knew since I was in like second grade.
See,
I
that's what I
always knew.
thought. Right.
I had crushes on my second grade teachers. I had boyfriends. Matter of fact, y'all probably remember Devon?
Yeah.
Which Devon?
Devon from Section 5?
Yeah.
Fine.
That was your boyfriend? What? I can't even see it. I can't picture it.
I had to tell you though.
I can't picture it.
it.
Okay.
She said, I tried it.
Huh?
It didn't
You
work.
tried it.
I never.
So let me ask.
Physically attracted.
So I know Jen said you weren't out either. Remy, were you out and the person wasn't?
I've been, yeah.
So how was that? What's the dynamics of that relationship?
I think that I was still learning myself. This was actually my first relationship that I was in. My first girlfriend was extremely aggressive. And at the time, she was like really popular, well-known, Donna. And, she was like living her life out, but she wasn't out like that. She was out like she was a people person. Like everybody knew her in her neighborhood,
Right.
but she didn't want no public displays of affection. And,
Mm.
it was and I was like just finding myself. I was like, I'm gay and I'm here for the stay.
Right.
And I'm slaying and I'm like wearing every gay pride color. And, I'm just like representing. I'm gay. And she was like, bitch, tone it down. And
Oh,
in
wow.
my mind, I was like, but you don't love me. And I was insecure. So I had a whole lot of things going on in my head. But then I had to learn that I needed to let her be at her own pace.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you have to let people come out when they're comfortable with it.
Right.
When the journey for us all is different. So you have to
Right.
be patient with people, and you just have to allow them to be where they are on that journey, and just respect
So
it.
so when you
Right.
were younger, did you actually know like you were gay, or did it take time, or did you
So So for me, I knew when I was little, I knew I was attracted to girls. I knew the same like Jen. My fourth grade math teacher, like she was blonde hair, blue eyes. She was gorgeous. I was in love with her. I hate math. I went to math every single day. Real talk. I can't stand math, but I was like, I need to see her. Oh my gosh, she's so awesome. And like I was attracted to all, like I clung to my female teachers. Now, I knew when I was playing house with, girls. I knew.
Right.
But I think growing up, my grandfather was Catholic, like they were religious in different ways. And it was just like, oh my God, how do I tell them? So now I need to be who I think they will accept. And I lived that life. But I was so uncomfortable in my own skin, being who they wanted me to be. And I got tired of being that person. And it was like, you know what? I'm not doing this no more. I can't live for you. I got to live for me.
And how old was you
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh.
Don't look at me. I wasn't there.
Let me see. I was when I came out, I think I was 16.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about 16 when I finally made the decision to like be who I was. 16, 17.
Me ask you
Yeah.
a question.
Go ahead.
I asked us about sexuality and all this. What is the difference? Okay, my family adores me. And I often ask this question. You adore us for who we are and
Right.
everything else, but you have a problem if your child may be that way.
I don't.
I can answer that.
I got two. I got
no.
two.
No. I can answer that, but mine. And this is a good thing because mine was a fear. It never really happened. I was just walking around the house like, oh shit. But I'm gonna tell you what it was. Is that I think you want your child to be sure that's what they want to do, because so many times when you're growing up, you make the decision, you don't make the decision, and it to me it creates more confusion. If that's who you are, then it's fine. You understand what I'm saying? Like I don't have a racist bone, or who you want to be with is who you're gonna be with is cool.
Homophobic.
I just want you to be comfortable in your own skin.
You're not homophobic.
No, not at all. So my thing is, even if from my son to my daughter, because girls they got all these stupid googly. So I'm going through my daughter's Instagram page. Like I call her mom, like, yo, we might have some shit going on here. But it was because I wanted her to make sure she's comfortable in that setting versus saying I want to do this and then make a big mistake, and now that has an impact on her life moving forward.
But that you're gonna make mistakes. You won't know unless you try it.
Right.
Well,
You got-
my little
you got-
sister, my little sister's gay. She's in her 30s now, and I raised her. And I found out that she was gay because I accidentally stumbled on her MySpace page. So I'm going way back, right?
Yeah.
I'm like reading these comments, and I think I called Michelle like, "Oh my God," right? And she didn't say anything for a while, and we never really had like a coming out conversation. I kind of was like, "Girl, you gay." I just kind of did that, right?
It just is what it is, right?
But for me, my fear about it is not about her being gay. It was more about wanting to protect her from the world and the way that people are going to treat her,
Right.
and that
Right.
somebody is not going to see how magnificent she is because they're going to see her from a point of view that is going to take away some of the
Absolutely.
beauty that she has. And so for me, that was my fear, is that I don't know what I'm gonna do if somebody does something to hurt her or treat her badly or discriminate against her because of how she shows up. And she's not femme, but she's the most gentle person you ever
She
want to
is.
see,
She
right?
is.
Like just everything about her, she just doesn't look like it. So to be aggressive towards her would be hurtful. I'm more aggressive in my
Right.
feminine self than she is in her gay life. You know what I mean? So for me, it was like, oh, I hope the world will be all, I hope they treat her well. I hope the world is gentle with her.
And that's the thing. It's like they have to find their place, and it shouldn't be like that, because I have two, my son and my daughter. Well, my daughter says she's not. She just loves who she loves, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But okay, if that's what you want to call it.
That makes sense.
She said, I love who I love. And I'm like, okay, she don't want to label it. And that's fine too. And that's fine
she's
too.
non-binary.
Right. She doesn't put a title on it. She just, but she's not femme at all. But she's always been that. She's always been a tomboy. So she just kind of transitioned into it, and that's the way she's been her whole entire life. And now she's just, I think she's now embracing it more than anything. Whereas before it was kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I know. And this is what it is. So I've never had that issue with if they were to come out, or if they were to decide that that's what they wanted to be, or that's whatever it is. I was always fine with it. But
she's
then
a good person in the world,
you
right?
have the family members that are that are, because they're churchy, and y'all know how that is with the church. So then you have them want to pray it out of you. And all of that kind of thing. So
that works.
It doesn't work, right?
Right.
Because it's not that's taught. Like when people say, you learn this, if you got two great gay parents, you've learned this. I had a male and a female, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not a heterosexual, so you can't teach me to be gay. You can't teach it.
Let me just address something too. So, Ra, you said that you wanted to make sure she wasn't making a mistake. This was your fear. But loving somebody and exploring who you are as a person is never a mistake.
No, it's not a mistake.
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's so the way I look at it is, when I see a lot of the young girls come up, is gay right now is probably a trending thing.
Right, a trend, right.
You understand what I'm saying? And
but
at
is
times, it is.
But is it
now? Because the difference is my generation opened the door for them to be able to be gay.
Right.
Because there was a whole lot of gay. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
No.
Because for us growing up, to see somebody gay was like
a trend.
Yeah.
Right. But I look at it, not only it's like they're out. We couldn't do what they did.
Right.
It's
different perspective.
No, but it's like, but it's you're right. You're right, but
you were a bulldog and you was everything.
That's right. Right.
Right. So you couldn't come out. And I thank God every day for my mother, because she sat me down and she told me a woman-to-woman relationship is going to be the hardest thing you ever go through. And I'm looking at her like, yeah, how you know though? You know?
No. But what I'm saying is,
but she told me that, she said, I don't care. She said, I love you regardless. I'm always going to be here for you, and live your life and be happy. But a lot of people didn't have a parent like that.
Right.
So
I'm that kind. I'm that kind of parent, and that's what it is. But right now, it's more of the end thing, and you get more backlashings coming from it. And unfortunately, a lot of the ones that aren't really that's having trouble finding themselves, and they might not really be gay, they running into substance abuse. They running into guys turning them out. They running into the strip club behavior. It's a lot that comes along with that.
I think that's a misconception, though. I don't think that makes them do that.
It doesn't make them do it. But what I'm trying to say is, it goes back to the mental health thing. And I want a child to be mentally strong enough to understand this is something that you got to do. If you are, if you're not. But just be happy with who you are in your skin. Right. Because it is like that. It's a lot of kids that are getting turned out that really really don't have anywhere to go because of certain experiences that they've been through. But neither one of my kids are like that. But it was a concern, and I did ask. You understand? Like, hey, listen, one thing I told her was, if that's what you want to do, then it's not like I'm going to love you any less.
And that's a good thing.
You understand what I'm saying? And she told me, Daddy, close the door. But
I do think that when it comes to mental health, and
it becomes a mental health issue.
I think a lot of times, not necessarily a mental health issue when it comes to that. I think sometimes when they're not able to be or express themselves the way that they want to express themselves,
exactly.
Then it turns into a problem.
Right.
You can't get support from your parents and your family. Who do you go to?
Get support from.
Right.
That's what I'm right. So my thing is, I wanted to make sure
nobody accepts them.
Nobody feels right.
That's why
problem. You got to
I wanted but that's why I wanted them to make sure that they knew that I was all right with it, and at whatever you choose to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
But
I want to.
just to understand it is what it is.
Well,
You
I
understand what I'm
want to.
saying?
Yes, Rashe.
Yeah, Lachey.
Yes, Rashe. We heard you.
He's like, I wanted to be clear.
I'm trying to say
Okay,
something.
we got you. We got you.
Right, we hear you. But I think that one of the things, and we touched on this a little bit about how these young people have it better, who are coming out or exploring, right, is the idea that society will give you room to figure it out, right? I have a girlfriend of mine who she say to me all the time, she said, child, she in the lady pond 1 month, she in the boy pond the next. She just hopping and skipping and doing this. I don't know whether she coming home with a guy or a girl or whatever. But because of the way society has given room for it, she has found her way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Into a space. And it's not to say it's going to be that always, but what it is permission to be all right with wherever she lands.
Right.
And I think that lends to healthy mental well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because you
Absolutely.
can't, I mean, the thing is, gay, straight, bi, be who you are. And people
Be who
should
you
like
are.
what you eat don't make me shit. So I
That's
don't
right.
care. You know, and more people should just worry about a healthy child instead of who that child is sleeping with. So
Right.
Agreed.
No,
Agreed.
definitely.
Agreed.
Definitely.
Agreed. And so, what do you guys think about you guys just getting? You know how we with Black History, everybody's complaining, "Oh, we only get 1 month." Do y'all feel the same way when it comes to Gay Pride Month?
No, I'm okay with 1 month. I'll
I
be
don't
there.
Just the
care.
1 month? Okay.
I got a
I
question.
celebrate who I am every day of my
Every
life.
day.
Every day, right?
Yeah.
I
Every
got see, I like what you said. I got a question. Gay Pride Month is cool, but let me ask you for real question here.
Oh my
Because
God.
the others
And
were
it,
A B C D E F G
no,
H I J.
no. Because I never asked a gay person this, but I'm gonna ask them today. What? How do y'all feel about the big parade, and what makes y'all feel it has to be a big festivity like that about a parade? Because I'm gonna give you my thing first. Way I look at it is I look at everybody for who they are, right? So if my man, my homeboy is gay, whatever. This guy's gay, whatever. So to me, we get a parade on our sexuality, like we're people. And then a lot of the things is, I believe, all of this, when it happens, this is what creates more of the negativity and the division in
I
people.
see both of them is ready. They ready.
I'm telling you, because I gotta ask, because I gotta ask, because I think it creates more division.
It's more of a celebration of our rights to be who we want to be. It's not about the sexuality. Because if you look at it, everybody come here and get a parade. I'm half West Indian. We get a parade. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
Right.
celebrates who and what they are. People have died to be who we are.
Yes.
So I mean, let's celebrate them.
Have we not, as a culture, fought to have the day that has presented itself tomorrow be recognized because of our forefathers and how hard they fought when they were stolen from their land to come here? We fought for Juneteenth, did we not?
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
So why
Absolutely.
shouldn't we fight to have the same freedoms afforded to other human beings because we are such, right?
I get it. I get it. And that's the thing. What you said makes a lot of sense. But the thing is that, and Jen answered it, it's not more about sexuality. That's something I didn't really think about, because I'm
Yeah,
thinking
it's
of
about the
the
freedom to be.
sexuality aspect
Freedom to
point of
be.
it, because to me is, like I said, from somebody that comes from where they don't care who you sleeping with, what your lifestyle is. If we're people with people, it doesn't matter. But I just feel like the division always comes in as it's constantly an issue.
It's
Like
an issue
it's always
because
brought
they
up
make
as
the issue. Just
huh?
leave us
Right.
alone and give us the same rights everybody else is afforded, and we wouldn't have none of these problems.
None of these issues. I
But
agree.
when you want to control people, you're gonna tell me I can't marry this one, I can't celebrate this, I can't walk down the street. The stupid governor where I live in Florida, he's driving us nuts. And why? Because he's a bigot.
But
Right.
wait a minute,
People
but
are afraid
wasn't he
of
the
what they
one?
don't understand.
Wasn't he the one that made the gay word illegal in Florida?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And that's
Oh,
crazy to
okay.
me.
Which is
That's
stupid.
crazy to me.
And
It's
you know the
done.
sad part is people, every racism and all that is taught. If you would take a child and you can't shield them from it. It's here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to educate them. You know, allow kids to understand, because my nieces, nephews, all my little basketball teams, y'all know that they love me to death.
That's
Right.
They don't look at me as gay Jennifer. They look at me
Right. Gay
as Coach
Jen. Right.
But
You
see,
know,
Jen, that's what I'm trying to tell you is if I feel like with you as a person, if every person that is gay had the Jen attitude, maybe it kind of really wouldn't be.
but you know
But
what?
I don't know. See, that's
The,
just my thing
the
because
thing
I
is,
never looked at you as no less.
here's the thing,
You
Rashay,
understand?
though.
Everybody
She's
should
talking
act like
about
Jen to
she's
make you feel
somebody
more.
Wait,
that's
let Remy say. What did you say, Remy?
Go ahead, Remy.
Everybody should act like Jen to make you feel more comfortable in your
No,
own
no,
skin.
no, 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 not like that. It's just the approach.
That's what you
What
gotta
she
say.
said, no.
I'm
What I'm
sorry.
saying is no, hold up. What I'm saying is that how everybody could look at Jen as just Jen, right?
Okay.
So to
We
me,
know her though.
no,
We know her.
but see, I don't believe. I believe she will have that everywhere.
Ra. The world does not see Jen the way that y'all see Jen. Walk
Absolutely.
from the sandbox. You saw her when she didn't
Absolutely.
even know.
No, but I see people like Jen all the time, and it's the
But
same
when you
thing.
said like
Listen,
Jen, are you
Ra.
saying because are you saying like there shouldn't be? I'm not gonna say faggots, but that's what they're called.
Right.
I'm gonna say faggots only because when you say that, that's what men automatically think, a flaming man. So you're saying everybody should be low key?
Not low key. It's just you are who you are. So it's
Yeah,
like
but that's just me. That's
right.
just
But the
he's
problem,
not who I
Rashay,
am.
the
Should she
problem
be?
is not. It's
Right.
not that Jen has to do anything. It's the world around her.
That part.
What
It's
you
other
keep
people,
saying is that it's
views of
about
all
Jen.
of us.
Jen is just showing up, right? You
Right.
may feel that way. You may be like, that's who she is, and I don't see it differently. There are a lot of people in the world who don't, and they don't treat her fairly. They don't
Right.
treat not just her, and to use the word, they don't treat faggots fairly either. They don't
Exactly.
treat transgenders fairly
Yeah.
Right.
either. They miss opportunities for employment. They miss opportunities to be accepted into places. They still are subjected to being attacked and
Yep.
and killed,
Yep.
right? Just because they showed up. So to me, yes, Jen can show up in her fabulousness. It's the
Absolutely.
people that are around that have to be changed in their thought process
Yes.
and their a level of acceptance of people in the same way that you are. So what you should do is you need to go out with a bullhorn and preach to these motherfuckers so that you can go down the street and not have a problem.
That's right.
To your
Nah.
man, preach that to the women that you know.
I
So
do all the time.
goes up, she won't have no problem.
But I do listen. I do all the time. Like I said before, you gotta remember what I did for a living. I worked in a masculine environment my whole life, and yes, it has been women that has been there. Cheryl, for instance, Cheryl's like one of my best friends. I saw her last night. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I look at her no other way, and that's just what I'm saying. When you don't, I guess I don't have a racist bone. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter to me. But I just think that the attention, sometimes the attention creates division. Look at all the shit Trump is doing, right?
What do you mean the
Look,
attention on what?
he's getting ready
Okay,
to be the
I have
next
a question.
What
president
are you saying?
for all
People
the bullshit
in
that
their
he's
life
doing
to make
now.
other people comfortable?
Right.
Huh?
So you're saying that they get too much attention. So what let me understand what
No,
you're
no,
saying. You're
no.
saying that they get too much attention for just being who they are. Is
No,
that
it's the negative attention that they're getting. It's
Why are they
like
getting that
But
negative
why?
attention?
It's not
but is
because
that
we
their
want
problem or
it.
is that the world's problem because they're being who they are?
Exactly.
so that's just like saying, so if Trump gets in office as the president because he's being who he is, because that's what this is coming to, because the media is putting all this bullshit out there that he'll be the next president. He's the front runner right now.
I don't
Right?
know how you're comparing Trump
You're
to
mixing
But what I'm
apples and
saying is,
oranges.
it's the attention with the media and
right
everything
apples
that's
and
going on.
oranges. This is apples and
So
Yeah.
oranges.
it's not apples and oranges
It
because
is.
okay, all
Let's
right.
not. Yeah, Rashay, let's take that to the
It
production
is.
room and we'll talk about it later. That's one of the
It's
things
not.
we're going to put to bed, okay? Because I realize that you might be trying to make a point and, you know, the way you're delivering it means that we need to kind of like polish it up so it makes sense. Because right now it doesn't sound like what it is you're
It's
probably
not making sense to
trying to say
you.
to none of us.
To
Nah.
none of us.
Raise
Okay.
your hand if it's not making sense.
Does anybody
Dog,
else
all right.
understand what he's saying? 'Cause
All
So
right.
what
That's what I'm
saying is
saying. We
that
we
at
just
the
gonna move on.
diversity and inclusion meeting that you all will have,
Right.
behind the scenes,
Yeah, no. Only thing that I'm saying is
She's gonna make it make
media
sense.
media brings out negative energy.
All right, let's put a pin
Bottom
in it.
line.
Woo. All right. And now that we asked that question, right, I got a different question. And I know we stole over time.
Okay.
But
But
this conversation is
I
needed though.
know. So Jen,
Yes,
you
it's
made a point
important.
about teaching children, right? Do you
Mhm.
think that because I had a conversation with someone, a young man who was a father, very, very upset about his son came home from school and was talking about transgenders and etc. And he's like, well, where did you hear the word? And he was like, oh, well, they taught it to us in school. And he was furious. And his reason for being furious was that he felt that his child was too young. And also, it wasn't the school's place, right?
Well,
That
I
they
can
didn't
agree
have
with
a
that.
conversation with him even before they had the conversation with his child. So, Remy, I saw your face a little bit. Both of y'all, tell me your opinions about that and where you sit with that.
Well, girl, you go first because you
So
was ready.
personally, I think that the same way children were educated in sex education class,
Mhm.
they were made aware of what they're going to encounter throughout life. The dynamics of the world is changing. So, what's being taught, the dynamics of that has to change with the times. It's no different than the Old and the New Testament. Things are being taught in a different environment and they apply differently during the times that the times change. We're living in an environment where we have individuals who are coming to school and they are transgender. So we cannot discount them and we cannot be like, oh, we're going to disclude you and we're not going to make a person aware of who you are or that you exist or that you're here because it makes someone else feel uncomfortable. It's no different than explaining to your child, okay, our skin is this color. There are other people in
Yeah.
the world that are darker or lighter. We accept people and love them for who they are. If they teach it from a place of love, instead of a place of anger and not being accepted, then we would have a better understanding of the lessons being taught. The delivery makes all the difference.
Well, I can kind of agree with that, but she asked the question. I think you said the father was concerned about the age of the child.
Right. The age of
I
the
don't
child and
know.
the fact that the school talked about it but didn't tell the parent.
I
So he
think
wasn't
Well, I
that
think they should
prepared
I
tell
for
the
the
think the
parent.
parent
conversation.
should be the first to be notified. But I also think that as parents, it's our job to prepare them and teach them.
Agreed.
It
I
starts
was
at
just getting
home.
ready.
Agreed.
It
It
does.
starts at
It
home
does.
because
I
It starts
was
at home.
and if we
It
do
should.
that, then it's like prejudice.
I
You
would
can
I
see
just
a
agree.
bunch of kids as babies in the playground. They all playing together. They don't know he's Mexican, he's black. They don't care about that. But
Right.
when we get them home and we say, don't play with a nigga, excuse me, don't play with
Right.
that. That's what, so
Yeah.
at home, the big thing is if the parents aren't open enough to see the world has changed, like Remy said, and accept the fact that it has changed and teach their kids, they're making the biggest mistake because you don't want your child to be
Yeah.
blind. You don't want your child not to know. I want my child to know everything that's going
I
on,
agree.
Right.
but they
And
I
might
even if it's
just,
be
right,
at
I
a
but
agree.
to it.
I
They definitely
believe,
because they won't understand.
Absolutely.
yeah, I
Right.
believe every kid grows, right? Maturity grows in every child differently. And
Right.
every
Exactly.
kid matures differently. Because I just went through this with my son. He's 15. And his mom called me and said that she felt they started talking sex ed. They didn't get to him on it. And his behavior's starting to change a little bit. You know, he's
Mhm.
doing things with, growing up what young kids do,
Right.
whatever the kids have been to, as long as we're talking to him. But to me, he might not be where Brenda's kid at 15 is at, or this kid at 15. So sometimes I believe it's not even the transgender, it's just with sex ed, period. I
Right.
think that's really something that should really be taught in the home because
Absolutely.
every kid matures on a different level. Some kids are fast, some kids are delayed, and some
Oh,
kids ain't
yeah.
ready for it yet.
I
I
think my concern with the schooling and being in control of educating children about things like that is the mindset of the teacher that is teaching it, right?
bingo.
And,
Right
and
there.
Mm.
Remy mentioned this,
Yeah.
but it's just like when we were younger and we were in school, and the majority of our teachers were white, and you were subjected to some thought processes about you, assumptions and things of that nature, that I could look back on it now as an adult and
Mhm.
be like, that teacher didn't like me, right? And it could be
Yeah.
just because of the color of my skin. So if those are the people that are teaching those things, and you are teaching a child that is open or fluid or
Mhm.
curious or not really sure, you could really, as a teacher, teach something that is going to be harmful to them and how
Yeah.
they show up in society,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Believing that the world is not going to be accepting of who
Right.
they are because they've taught it in a derogatory way. So
Yeah.
that is a
Right.
concern that I have as well when it comes to giving control of that kind of information to someone
Absolutely.
else with your child.
Agreed. Agreed. And I want to add to that because the parent, he was furious that this child was learning. Does it say what the age of the child was?
Elementary.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's definitely a
I
problem.
don't think the school, I don't think a child should be learning anything in school that they shouldn't be learning at home first. So just like I think Remy was saying that we teach our kids about racism, we teach our kids about so many different things that when they go to school, they kind of have an inkling of what it is.
Mhm.
So
Starts at
with
home.
the world being what it is today, this is a part of the world. So
Mhm.
those children, I feel like no matter what age, they should know because they're going to encounter it. They're going to encounter it at some point, whether it be at 5 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, they are going to experience it. And what better place to learn about it is at home.
It's at
Doesn't mean
home.
that you're pushing it on them. You're not pushing it. Oh, we're not teaching them to be
Right.
gay or straight
Nobody's
or
pushing
whatever.
the
We're just
agenda.
informing them
Yeah.
of
Informant.
this is the world you live in, and this
Yes.
is what you're going to experience.
Yes.
So being mad at the school, I get it. You didn't. That's on you. You didn't teach your child first.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
but I mean, if the child is 7, I don't think you're thinking that you need to.
Let me ask you
Why
this question.
though?
Well, I
It
think that
didn't come up. If it
I
didn't
think
come
When
up,
like
we were
Listen,
growing up,
Okay,
yes.
that's what I'm getting
It's so
ready to say.
different.
So when you have a 7-year-old who you allow to sit on their phone, they're watching YouTube all day, and they're playing Roblox, or they're playing all of these games
Right.
that impart violence, right? You're not necessarily having that conversation with that child at home, but you're exposing your child to it, or allowing your child to be exposed to it, but you're not teaching them that violence is bad. But then you want to have a problem with this child learning about something that is teaching them about another human being and how they're
Right.
showing up.
right.
Where's the
See,
light?
Remedy, that's funny. My son is 15. He just got a chance to play Grand Theft Auto. And even when we gave it to him then, I had to sit down and tell him it's responsibilities that come with playing this game.
Absolutely, and I
You
love that
understand
about.
what I'm saying?
I,
And I
oh, I'm
had to,
sorry. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, but I'm telling you, it's at times it comes down to the parenting. That's what I'm
It's the
saying.
parents.
And
Absolutely.
It starts at
and
home.
you know he couldn't
Starts at
have
home.
that with Roblox. Same thing like you said with Roblox. We ran into a thing with Roblox and the friends and the communication, meeting people online. We've been
Yes.
through that, and it comes to really sitting down and really talking to you. And he was like, "Oh, yes, dad, yes, dad." But you know what? He has that game, but he has yet to play that game in front of me. You understand what I'm saying? And again, because he knows the responsibility of the game. And I trust him enough to know, you know what, you could do because you know the difference and the relationship that we have as
Right.
father and son. So you are
Right.
right.
So it starts at home. At
It
the end of the
starts at
day, it
home.
starts at home. Your child should not be able to learn anything out in these streets that you're not schooling them on
Schooling him
before they
on
leave out, before they leave the
exactly.
house. You know,
Yeah.
we come from a different era, so it's a
Exactly.
lot of things that we saw on TV, a lot of things that we kind of learned firsthand because
Mhm.
our parents come from a different generation that you don't
Yeah.
talk about those kind of
Do as
things.
I do, not do as I say, not as
Right.
I do.
So now, these kids now, it's a whole different thing going on.
Yes.
It's there. It's in your face.
Social media.
It's everywhere. Every social media,
Social
TikTok.
media.
It's
This
such a
school,
different thing. So he should be
If you
mad at
allow them
himself,
to
the
see
parent, in my
that,
opinion.
yep. If you allow them to be on social media and all those things, you need to educate them on what's on social
Educate you
media.
exactly.
Yeah.
and you know what?
Exactly.
Also thinking back to like my grandmother's era and so forth, how much damage did it do not having those conversations?
A lot, a
So
whole
why are
lot.
we going to keep repeating history? It didn't work
Right.
then, so why are we going to keep doing it now? Have those conversations, those tough conversations with your children, because then they'll be prepared for what's ahead.
Agreed.
Mhm.
Agreed. 100%. This is a great conversation, guys. I wish we can go on and on and on and on. We way over time.
So,
We
so,
are way
so
over.
Jen, you're right.
Human.
So get you got to get in her mind first, right? It's mental first, right?
Rock, you deal with the mental, rest is easy.
That's his takeaway. That's his
His
takeaway.
takeaway from this whole hour and a half is the
Absolutely.
mental.
Yeah, Jen, it's the mental, right? I'm
He
what you
gonna call
sis.
Jen up like, so girl, let me talk to you. Let's see what you're saying.
So what you said? Oh my God, Jen, Fave, Remy, thank you guys so much for coming
You're
on.
welcome
you.
anytime, Faye.
Thank you for
And
this
schooling
platform.
Wait,
our viewers.
yes. Don't leave them because I need those earrings. I was not
Oh my God,
playing from the
absolutely.
gate.
Yes,
So
yes.
So
don't hang up.
so
Okay.
don't hang up. Stay
Listen,
on.
listen.
Stay
Oh, go
on.
ahead.
Yes.
No, I just was gonna say I'll text you her information so y'all
Okay,
have.
cool.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That would
And
be
anytime
perfect.
you want us to come back on.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
definitely
Remy. We
gonna
coming
be
back on. I'm
an
taking my
advice coach,
notes.
so I am open to having
And,
these tough
and
conversations.
and I was looking on Jen's page and I was stalking your page. I see you're a life coach.
Yes, and a transformational speaker.
Yes, give your information. Let the people know.
So my company is called Speak to Heal, and I'm Coach Remedy. So you can find me at Healing with Coach on Instagram. And if you're looking for me on Facebook, it's Coach Remedy.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna look that up.
And I
Yes,
work with individuals who have gone through
definitely.
trauma, who have experienced some level of trauma, whether it be breast cancer, whether it be childhood sexual abuse, domestic violence, or anything in that arena, helping them to just show up as their best selves. I'm a breast cancer survivor and a childhood sexual
Yes.
survivor. So I've been through it and I've been there, and I've been able to strategize and put the tools together to help you be your best self.
I
All
love it.
right.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
All
So
I'm
right.
thank
just
you
Guys,
for
Jen.
these
again.
conversations.
Have fun.
She's just
That's
Jen.
that's Coach Jen.
Coach Jen. That's my fave. That's my
Hold up,
fave
hold
right
up, wait a minute,
there.
wait a minute, hold up. We're doing something for the kids on the 27th of August, Jen.
I gotta look. Why you put me on the spot with the date? I forget it.
It's
But
it's the last. It's
I'm gonna talk
because
about that.
we right. We'll talk about it more on the show. We're gonna bring her back on, but we're gonna be out in August. I
Okay.
know it was the last Saturday in August, so whatever date that was. And she's spearheading that. So Jen, we're definitely gonna have you back before we get out there.
Definitely,
It's all
definitely.
about kids. Jen
It's
is
all about the
Thanks,
I
kids.
guys.
so appreciate
All
you
about
guys
the
being
kids. Appreciate
Thank you
transparent.
so
y'all.
much for this platform.
Yes.
Thank you for having these tough
Yes.
Thank
conversations.
you.
It means
Absolutely.
a lot to us.
Absolutely.
Conversation.
Bye, guys.
Absolutely.
Keep doing what
Good
you're
night,
doing.
guys.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay.
That was great.
That was a fantastic conversation.
It really, really
I
was.
absolutely loved it.
So it's
Right?
mental.
Rasha.
Yes. Well, and more, right? And more, I'm sure. But we are so over time. I hope we have our
It's
viewers.
long.
I hope you enjoyed the conversation. If you did, then make sure you check us out on Twitch, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, UBU Radio, and iHeart Radio.
Hey.
Yay! And as you guys know, we end every show with a quote. And that quote is never apologize for who you love.
All right.
And we will
Okay,
see you
girl.
guys next week.
All
Peace and
right.
love.